Good afternoon, LinkedIn family, as well as good evening to my followers that are and connections that are out in the UK. James Bacon here is out in the UK, and we're having a little discussion with him today. If you're not following James or you're not connected with James, I highly recommend it. He's got great posts when it comes to keeping yourself healthy. He's got great posts when it comes to strengthening your body, and I think it's really important during this time of isolation to strengthen yourself, to stay strong, and to stay healthy. I know myself, I put on a little bit of weight since it's been isolated. My wife is a cook. She loves to cook. So what does she do with all her free time? She cooks. So, so James, with you being that expert in the strength training and the health, what are some of your suggestions to help guys like me and women out there and folks out there that are stuck in isolation to not just blow up, right? And get themselves back in healthy order?
Yeah, so I think the most important thing right now is to be looking after our physical and mental well-being, as well as what we are putting into our bodies nutrition-wise. Obviously, we're moving less, and the habit that we might break into is that we start eating more, although our bodies don't require that many calories if we're not moving as much. So my tips are is just to try and do a little bit of something every day with exercise. It can be a walk, you can do some bodyweight exercise in your back garden. It doesn't have to be anything over the top. We can just do 5 to 10 minutes to get our heart rates up so the body releases those endorphins. Obviously, if we let our mental health sort of slide, then the body's going to start releasing sort of a hormone called cortisol, which obviously brings our mood down, and we can get into that sort of rut of not doing anything, and then things get worse further down the line. So that's my general advice. Just do a little bit of exercise every day, 5 to 10 minutes. Look after what you're sort of putting in your mouth. You can plan ahead, obviously, during this time. You can prepare meals still, keep on top of that. And then obviously just keep in check with your mental health, just your sort of mental well-being. Just recognize if you've got anxiety coming on, sort of those depression, those warning signs. So that's really my top tips.
Yeah. So when you, it's interesting, you said body weight exercises. I've kind of never heard of that. So what is that?
So body weight is just using your body. So we can do squats, press ups,
okay,
planks, anything really. We don't have to necessarily use weights. We can just use our bodies. And there's plenty of little simple circuits we can put together. Just to elevate the heart rate really and keep that sort of strength and the joints, mobility, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So I know, like, for example, my buddy Corey, who I spoke to today, and I posted his video, lives in a very small apartment in the middle of the city of Chicago, which is, I think is difficult because you can't really go outside because it's hard not to get exposed to people. Where I live in the suburbs of Chicago, I can go outside and not see a person for miles, right?
Yeah.
So what are your suggestions for those people who are really kind of packed in and are really trying to keep themselves distanced and not able to because of the location that they're in?
I guess it's just finding a little bit of a space in your house that you can actually do something. Obviously, we can't all physically get out, and we don't want to be out, obviously, with people as well at this time, just keeping that social distancing. So it's just coming up with a little routine that we can do every day. And I think everyone's got enough space wherever they are to do a little bit of something. So my general advice there.
Oh, cool. Okay. So, and I'm telling you guys, if you're not following James right now, you need to connect with him because he really does post some really helpful and good tips, and really gets into some good details. James, I just love the way that you give to others and that you have a heart to make sure that people are going there. And I think I say your son over your shoulder or a child at some point.
He's deciding to run about.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for him. I'm sure he's enjoying having dad around all the time. Hey there, buddy. What's your name?
This is William. He's my little one. He's 3 years old, so he's keeping me busy as well in between doing business and all those other bits. So
I guess lifting him up and down is a good workout too, right?
Yeah, that's a great idea. If you've got kids, you can get them involved as well because they're going to be at home as well. They're off school, obviously in the UK. I don't know about the States whether
they are. Yeah, most schools are closed.
So we've got to remember that those guys, the little kids, they're going to be bored as well. So get them involved so they're not just sat in front of a TV all day or in front of the PlayStation or Xbox, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So keep them entertained, and you can use those in your workouts as well. Keep them fit and healthy as a family as well, if we need to do it that way.
Excellent. Well, James, thank you so much. And for those of you who are wondering, James is not related to Kevin Bacon, although he might say he is just to get more followers. but please follow him, follow me if you get a chance. And thanks for joining us, and thanks for the tips, James. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
And good luck to you in the UK. Stay healthy.
You too. You too.